Hello, I'm ibxtoycat, and this is a video on the internet, and today I'm going to be doing a personal question and answer video, answering your personal questions from last week's question and answer video, and of course, because it's personal, I'm going to be in the corner here. Oh, damn it. So it's always impossible as a YouTuber to get that right. But yeah, I'm going to be in the corner and answering your questions. So let's go straight into it with the first question, which comes in from Devin Ozan. And this question got asked a lot, that's why I picked this one, who asks, how old are you? And it's a simple question, simple answer. I'm 18 and I turn 19 in like a month. So just remember I'm 19 and then you'll be right for a whole year. Whereas if you remember I'm 18, you'll be wrong in like a month. So yeah, I'm 18, pretty much 19. Simple question, simple answer. Let's move straight on. The second question comes in from Retro Players MC, who asks, if you were stranded on an island and you could and you could only take one thing, what would you take? I would take a diamond sword so I can fight mobs. But serious real life island, I take I don't know if this is a lame response, but one of those devices that can turn salt water into real water, or drinking water, by kind of filtrating it into, look at hand motions, by filtering it into, like, it does like a crazy thing that turns it into water and salt by evaporating it. I'd probably take one of those because water's pretty essential. If I know I'm not going to be there long enough that I need water, like it's only going to be there for 3 days, which I assume isn't the case, I just take something like, I don't know, a blanket and some headphones. That's not the same thing. I take a blanket with headphones built in. But yes, if it's going to be somewhere I don't know how long I'm going to be there, water filtration. Even without food, you can last 30 days. I'll probably find food in 30 days. I'd hope so. I'll get hungry after, like, 6 hours without food. So I don't know how I'd last 30 days, but I try pretty hard. This next question, lots of people ask this one very sarcastically because I said in the video, don't like some example questions, like where do I shop at? As a sarcastic bad question, a lot of people asked it, so you're getting a response. I hope you're happy. So I shop at Tesco most of the time. That's like the biggest store in the UK. There's like 4 in my town. I don't know how it's even possible for that, and they're reasonably close together. Like even in walking distance, they're all around 10 minutes from each other. So yeah, I go to Tesco most of the time. Although I love Iceland because they do really cheap pizzas, and oh god, there's hot dog in the crust. And yeah, because I live by myself, so I obviously have to go shopping. So I guess maybe that's why you're asking. But I bet you were just being sarcastic, you. So yeah, the next question comes in from the Edible Clouds, and this is a bit of a change of pace. I figured I'd just quickly answer this one all seriously, because there's some serious help to be gained from this, hopefully. So have you ever been depressed, and if so, how did you get out of it? So, depression is a really serious thing, and although I am incredibly happy-go-lucky in hand motions in video, I have had a serious experience of depression, probably one of the more prolonged ones. I was like incredibly depressed from most of my upper school, which is like high school here, experience, because from like the middle of year 9 just all the way through to like my first year of sixth form, and it's difficult. It's just this black hole of happiness, and the way to get out of it, it's not the same for everyone. All I did is I realized just how ridiculously crushing it was all the time, and I was like, let's just try as hard as we can. Let's just, if we make ourselves happy all the time, then that's anti-depression, right? It obviously doesn't work that simply, but so basically, what I tried to do is I do stuff like I worked out what made me happy. I was like, okay, playing a couple hours of video games at the end of the day instead of just, going like, I'm going to play another few games because I don't have anything to do. Just, fitting it all into a brief slot. Going out and running every day, it makes you feel good because you did the exercise thing. Just doing a whole bunch of whatever I could to make myself as happy as I could. It's a really, I don't know if that's a lame way out or if it's a useful way out, but that's what I did. That's how I got out of depression. It's a really, I'm mostly been free of it since, and it's been pretty swell. And the second part is, would you date a girl who cut themselves? So I assume based on this that you are a female, and this is a sneaky question. And just to quickly put this one out here, if you cut yourself, as someone who has done it myself, do I have proof? You can't see it on the camera. I would seriously say you should probably stop. Like, it seems like it's a harmless, just, outlet that fixes everything. But in reality, like, I don't really care about it personally, and I don't really know that many people that do. But you are kind of permanently marking your body for what essentially is a temporary problem. That's why people say suicide is a permanent solution to a temporary problem, but I think it's a pretty big problem. You can't just say it like that. So yeah, I would recommend stopping, and maybe getting, every school has, a counsellor that could help. I would seriously recommend going to one of those. So, next question comes in from Barry Smith, who asks, "Where do you live and do you have any pets?" The answer to this one is I live in the UK. I live in Bedfordshire in the UK, and that's a pretty specific region, but UK, basically England, jolly old England, if you will. And I technically, where I live right now, I don't have any pets, but I have two pets. I don't have any personal pets, but I have lots of pets around me. Like right here, I have a cat named after a League of Legends character, and at home I have two cats. So yeah, by the way, it's a cat here. There's lots of cats in my life, basically. So the next question comes in from Sam Walker, and I'm gonna try and edge around this one because it's a little impolite to ask. But he asks, "How much do you earn from YouTube?" And every now and then I get this question, and I like to be kind of open with it. Basically, I earn enough to itchy shoulder, wrong shoulder. Apparently, I earn enough to basically sustain myself, to live in a. I share rent with like 3 other people, and I also save a fair amount for a house because that's what I'm saving up for. And then I live, like I eat food, and I occasionally do nice things. Not mad real money. Like I'd probably make more money doing a real job. I just do YouTube, but this much as I do it because it's fun. It's really fun. I'm not one of those people that like my views dropped 20%. No videos for you guys. It's like. I'm one of those. I really enjoy YouTube. It's really fun. Thanks to everyone that supports me by doing all this stuff. So yeah, I earn a fair amount from YouTube, enough to not I get more doing a real job. Let's leave it at that. So that question comes up a lot, so I try and answer it even though it's difficult. Apple Johnny asks, "What made you start YouTube, and how did you get your YouTube name?" Answer to this one is I started YouTube in 2007 because I was pretty good at guitar at the time, and I really wanted to show people my. I want to get this for a lot, but back at the time it was because I wanted to show people my Guitar Hero skills, if you will. But yeah, I just want to show people my gameplay. Because I know there's something weird about being a YouTuber that makes you just, but I guess the people that turn into YouTubers before money, it's like you just want to show people your gameplay, and that's why I did it. I used a phone camera at the time. It was pretty awful. I should be ashamed of myself. And yeah, and then I started it back again in 2011. Like I had like a 2009 with a 2-year gap because I recently found out there's a thing called a capture card that records it, and it doesn't look like awful quality phone and so many hand motions that make me shake. So yeah, that's what I realized. So I got my YouTube name because if my old account was ToyCat360, and another moniker I had on the internet was ibxtoycat, because at one point me and a couple of people tried to start the IBX clan in RuneScape. I'm really cool. But yeah, so that's why I'm called ibxtoycat. The IBX, I think it was Imperial Battalion 10, and then Toycat I got because it's a compound word of 2 names, so like toy and cat. And back on the day on the internet, I wanted a handle that was just short, sweet, and was like, yeah, Toy Cat. So yeah, IBX Toy Cat, Imperial Battalion 10, Toy Cat. Hopefully that explains it for you, and it's a little sad, I know. So yeah, that's why I wanted it. Yeah, that's my name. That's why I started YouTube. This is for the personal Q&A. Asks or says Brandon Borg 793. What is your favorite gaming console? Answer this one actually, the weird thing is, as much as I rip on Nintendo whenever I bring them up, I think it's either the 3DS or the Wii U, because as far as games go for both those platforms, none of them really take advantage of it, but the Wii U is such a cool idea. If I had the controller in reaching distance, I'd go get it. But the Wii U is a really cool concept for a controller, because you can take one of your screens of you, like as you go somewhere else, and like you can play in another room with some games. Some games they have your inventory on the screen. Like there's so many cool innovations to be done. They just haven't been done because the Wii U hasn't sold it all. Because there's no games, so no one's making games because no one has a Wii U and no one's making it. And probably second favorite, or close to second, is the 3DS because it's the first good 3D thing. When the Oculus Rift comes out, it's gonna look awful because why are you gonna want to play 3D with your screen where you have to put it specifically in an angle? Oh, I went out of focus. Oh wow, look, it just... Oh no, it's got me in focus there. But yeah, with the Oculus Rift, it's going to be awesome. If it doesn't count as console, it's peripheral. But the 3DS it's really cool. If you play Super Mario 3D Land, the only game I've seen that takes advantage of it properly, like the levels are 3D. Like it's proper 3D. The first 3D game, I think, and it's really cool. I like the 3DS a lot. But the Wii U is probably my favorite console because there's a lot of potential that's really being tapped. So yeah, hopefully that answers something. As much as I recommend Nintendo, they make good consoles. Surprisingly, though. So, final question comes in from one. There we go. I can't see it unless I'm going through it. So, how do you get so many of your ideas for maps, like building the lighthouse, the armory, and the giant sugarcane farm? I can't read anymore. Looking farm that's on the outside of a mountain. I admire it, and something else. I can't read it anymore for some reason. My program just broke. Basically, the simple answer to this is when I did my Let's Play, it's just I like to be. This is probably a concerning thing, but I like to be very different when it comes to Let's Plays. So, for instance, when I'm doing my when I want to build something, it's like instead of just building something lame, I'll do this with this twist and stuff. So, for instance, if you look at my sugarcane farm, instead of just having a sugarcane farm, I was like, why don't we have the biggest sugarcane farm ever? Wide eyes. And I figured, let's go all the way from sky height to, I don't know why you need to see this, all the way from the top of the map, all the way to the bottom, and make it like, 64 each stack. So it's essentially like all the sugarcane farm you'll ever need. It will regrow long before you ever can, do it all. And it's a big project, but when it's done, it's going to be like, wow, why did you do that? And I can just be like, yep. And that'll be my response. I'll be like, but no, why did you do it? And I'll just nod my head. So stuff like the lighthouse, it's just like, I want to build something, kind of add to this whole atmosphere of the world I have. What should I do? And then I'm like, I have lots of white blocks, I'll make a lighthouse. Yeah, it's weird. My creative process is very different to anyone else's, at least on YouTube. And itchy nose. And yeah, that's how I pick my stuff. So I hope you enjoyed this personal question and answer video. It was like a little longer than normal, almost 12 minutes. If you did enjoy it, you can like it and let me know. I'd very much appreciate that. If you appreciate the Facecam, yeah, Facecam's what it's called, in the corner, you can also like it, let me know. And all this stuff is good. Thanks for watching it, and I don't have a Q&A for next week. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.